poor and I've been rich, and I can tell you this, rich is better.
Robert Herjavec knows what it takes to come from nothing and make everything. A Croatian immigrant, he's made $120 million from hard work and smart business in his adopted Canada. He made so much money from his computer security business that at the age of 36, he retired. But not for long.
Can't sit still. I'm like the wind, always got to be moving.
Rehearsal time for Canada's latest hit TV show, Dragon's Den.
The fundamental question I always ask is, how are you going to be different from the competition?
Robert is one of 5 multimillionaires who select the most promising business ideas from hundreds of entrepreneurial hopefuls.
Your schedule has me in it, and I have a blue chip investment, so chances are I'm in.
If it's a good proposition, they invest their own money in the idea. The show has made Robert a household name in Canada.
Yeah, looks good.
Robert Herjavec has made Canada his home. In 2000, he bought Toronto's most exclusive and expensive property for $10 million cash. It's worth at least $50 million today. It's a 50,000 square foot mansion where he lives with his wife Diane and 3 children, Brendan, Sky and Caprice. The house boasts 90 rooms of opulent luxury, set in its own grounds with tennis courts and swimming pools. Robert is not one for understatement.
This is one of my favorite rooms. It's just beautiful and peaceful. As you can see, everything is 14 karat pure gold, and this is one of 16 antique fireplaces from all over the world in the house. Everything here is an antique. It's just beautiful. Well, this is our special guest room. This is where Mick Jagger stayed, John Travolta most recently, and even Nastasia Kinski.
Herjavec is a luxury car fanatic. He's got a Ferrari, a Mercedes, a Bentley, an Aston Martin and a Porsche. But it's the $500,000 Lamborghini Diablo Roadster that's his pride and joy. Robert grew up in a very different world from the one he enjoys today. He was born in a part of the former Yugoslavia, now known as Croatia.
When I was small, back home in Croatia, in a little village up in the mountains, the only dreams and aspirations I had was to take my horse to school and milk the cows and stuff like that.
His parents were extremely poor and had few prospects. In 1971, when Robert was 8, they scraped together enough money to buy themselves a one-way ticket to Canada.
My parents gave up everything so they could come to Canada to give me a better life. I always felt I had to achieve some level of greatness to justify all their sacrifice.
The family started their new life with just 2 suitcases between them, and their total cash amounted to a pitiful $20. Robert soon realized he was an outsider.
I'll never forget one of my first memories in North America was when I went to school the first day. All the kids made fun of me, and they all laughed at me, and I didn't understand why. And when I got home, I realized it was because we were poor. But when we were back in Croatia, everybody was poor. So the concept of not having anything was foreign to me.
An only child, Robert had only himself to rely on to make his way in the world.
I have a huge chip on my shoulder. I was the kid who never fit in. I was the geeky, thick glasses, poor kid, always clean clothes, but the same clothes every day. So I always used to go home at night and dream. I used to say, one day, I'll be that guy. I'll be that guy with the Ferrari. I'll be that guy with the big house.
He took his first step to success when he won a university scholarship to study accounting. But he soon realized it wasn't for him.
I hated it. It was, accounting, repetitive thing. So I went home and I said to my dad, I'm going to drop out of university. And my dad looked at me and he said, Robert, I love you, but if you drop out, I will kill you and I bury you in the back.
Herjavec switched to English and graduated. His next opportunity came when he saw the potential of computer security software, but he needed to learn how to launch it. For 6 months he waited tables to pay his way through unpaid work experience at a computer marketing company.
I didn't want to be wealthy in my lifetime. I wanted to be wealthy in a time frame where I was young enough to enjoy it.
With the computer industry still in its infancy, Robert set up on his own.
The reason I chose the computer industry was that it's absolutely classless. Nobody cares where you came from, nobody cares who you know, nobody cares who your dad is. It's purely based on merit. What do you bring to the table today?
Herjavec sold his first company for $100 million.
The thing I really love about the computer business is it's constant evolution. It's like surfing. A wave comes along, like the PC boom. You got to know when to get on, and you got to know when to get off. If you stay on too long, you'll crash and burn. But if you get on too late, everybody else carries it.
He sold his next company for $250 million, and his third for an undisclosed sum. At 36, Robert Herjavec was a rich man, but he was not happy with the demands of the daily grind. The hard work had also meant he'd missed out on son Brendan's early years.
I think success became like a treadmill, and I had achieved so much, and I did want more, but I realized I was spending so little time with my family. And then just one day, I woke up flying between Europe and somewhere, and I realized I don't have to do this anymore. And I just stopped, and that was it. Within a couple of days, I had sold all my stock, all my board seats, all my investments, and I said, I'm going to stay home, and I'm going to take care of the girls, and that's what I did for 3 years. Your baby is your family. Your business is your business.
By 2003, Robert was ready to return to work. He launched the Herjavec Group. Its annual turnover is already $20 million.
I feel like I've achieved so much, and I've been fortunate so much, that I wish everybody else gets their share of the pie.
Yes. As soon as this tape rolls, and now, okay, chairs in.
The Herjavec Group backs other entrepreneurs for a stake in their business. It's made Robert a huge success all over again.
I always remember a lot of people helped me with great advice and great mentoring, and I always try to take the opportunity to help others where I can. It's not typically the first idea that becomes the most successful.
Herjavec is philosophical about success and is now happy to pass some of his wisdom onto those he mentors.
In the computer business, we have a saying, you don't want to be the missionary, because you know what happens to missionaries? They get burnt at the stake. What I've realized is that I've lost many more times in life than I've won, but the few times I've won really big.
While others dream of success, Robert enjoys the reality. He has a holiday home on the exclusive Fisher Island, just off the Miami Beach coast.
This is the second most expensive residential real estate in the world. You've got the pool, you've got the ocean. I mean, it's just stunning. And the patio here wraps around the entire side of the building. You can see the ocean on this side. You can see the Miami skyline on the other side. Just beautiful. Beautiful bed, the luxury that goes along with everything else, but there's also the office. Got to do work, got to stay in touch all the time. I always say great wealth makes you what you were before, just more of. So for me, I'm just a hardworking, geeky computer guy who likes to hang out with his family.
One of their favorite things to do is sail their new Sea Ray Sundancer yacht. The $1 million Jadran is named after Robert's childhood workhorse. The Herjavecs also have a private plane, but it's back in Canada.
So this is the baby. This is the big toy. As you can see, it's 50 feet of luxury. It's like 3 Lamborghinis in one toy. Believe wake up, work hard. And as odd as this is going to sound, I would probably be the most energized person you'd ever met, because I would feel like I have that chip on my shoulder again, and I got to do it again.